Thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead. Today is our first video in our Preparedness series. So today, we're talking bug out bags. Okay, so what is a bug out bag? Well, simply put, a bug out bag is something that you pack, like a backpack style, for backpacking, style bag that you can grab on a moment's notice and you will be able to survive. Now, you won't be able to survive indefinitely, no, but you want to be able to survive a minimum of about a week. Now, why on earth would you need a bug out bag? I have lots of people tell me, Jason, I'm not going anywhere. I'm bugging in. I'm at my bug out location. I'm happy that you guys were able to reach that for you. But here's some other things that you need to think about with that. What if your place catches on fire, or you have to, what's going on right now with the hurricane? You know, on a moment's notice, anything could happen that you need to grab and go. So it's always good to have a bug out bag easily accessible, that way you can grab and go. Now, what is in a bug out bag? Okay, so let's talk about my pack first. Okay? My pack is nothing more than a JanSport backpacking pack. You know, when you go on those long backpacking trips, that's all it is. It's got a top that flips up and down, and this also has a compartment in it, two side compartments, a big center compartment, a pocket here, a pouch on the bottom, and then a place to put your sleeping bag. Now, cool thing about this pack is it has its metal frame, okay, bam, solid metal frame, but it also has what is called a camelback. Now, simply put, a camelback is just a large canteen with a straw. Okay, so let me pull this out and let you guys see what a camelback is. I like camelbacks. Some people don't. Some people complain about, you know, they're hard to keep clean and da-da-da-da-da. They are, and you have to stay on top of it, which we, to be honest, really haven't. But it'll hold about a half a gallon of water. I forget how much this one holds. It holds a good bit. I think this one holds roughly a gallon. I'm not 100% sure. But what you do is the water stores in here, and then you put it in this sleeve, and then you can drink it through this straw. Now, why is that important? Well, if you had to bug out and you're camping and you're near a water source, but you're going to be leaving, well, during the evening time, you can purify by boiling a bunch of water. And this is a good way to store it. And then it's right here on your backpack, so as you're walking, you can use it just like a straw. Easy accessible means you're more likely to drink, which means you're more likely to stay hydrated, which means you're more than likely able to stay healthy and good to go. Now, I just put that back in there. I put it in there upside down. I just did it real quick. Boom. Okay? And then it sits on there, and it comes right down in here, and it's easy accessible. You just, whoop, whoop, right in there. Okay? So, now, what's in my pack? Well, what we're going to do, okay, is how we're going to attack this is we're going to go from top to bottom. I'm going to open out every pouch, every pocket, show you what's in it, talk a little bit about it, and go from there. And we're going to go from top to bottom. So, let's open up this pack. All right, so what's in my pack? Well, like I said, we're going to start from top to bottom. But what we're going to do is we're going to hit this pouch, And then I'm going to hit these two side pouches, the two netting pouches, and then we'll dive in. All right, so what's in this top pouch? Well, let's open it up. All right, very first thing is a wild edible book. Okay? Now, this book here is worth its weight in gold. And the reason being is, one, if you're not really into foraging, but all of a sudden you need to be, you need a good book. Secondly, is if you're hiking or you're humping it out because you had to get out of Dodge and you enter a new area, you need the book so that way you know what's good to eat and what's not good to eat. I really recommend this book, the Peterson Field Guide, because it also has the twins that are the poisonous ones, and it'll tell you how to be able to tell the difference. We will have a link to this in our description, so that way you guys can pick it up on Amazon. Now, another thing is maps. Now, why you need maps? Well, there's a couple of different reasons why you might need a map. Let's just hypothetically say that the GPS systems are down. You're going to need a map. What if the battery on your phone died? You're going to need a map. And there are some locations that are just not on a GPS yet, but they're more than likely on a map. So what we do is every time we travel out of state, we stop at the rest area, Welcome Center, and we grab a map. So I've got them from Georgia to Pennsylvania. Also is a very basic first aid kit. Now, I'm going to do a more in-depth video on this first aid kit in a week or two. This first aid kit, we have added to, taken away some things to make it fit us and our skill level. So like I said, this is just a very basic first aid kit. We'll have the link to this on Amazon as well, because that's where we got it. All right, what else is in here? A deck of cards. The only reason why the deck of cards is up there in this spot is because it was small and it was just easy to throw up there. But a deck of cards, because if you and your family had to bug out, you're going to need some type of entertainment to keep the stress level down and the kids entertained. Some 550 cord. You're going to need 550 cord, has so many different uses, and we're going to do a video on that as well. But just right off the top of the cuff, you can use it to tie down a shelter, splint a leg, help splint a leg. You can use the innards of the 550 cord to stitch a wound, to use as fishing line. The list just goes on and on and on. Okay, last but definitely, nope, got one more thing. Okay, a compass. It goes hand in hand with the map. If you know that you're trying to get to your buddy's house and you know that he was east of you and you're got off the road somewhere and you're in the woods, you're going to need a compass. Compasses are always good to have. Now, here's a hidden jewel that not a lot of people know about. Electrical tape. In my opinion, electrical tape's a little bit better than duct tape. One, because you can get it on a smaller roll, easier to store and pack. But it's very sticky. It will adhere to just about everything and anything, and it's easier to manipulate if you have to repair a shoestring, if you have to wrap it around your finger to close a wound. It's worth its weight in gold. All right. Now, when it comes to this upper pouch, I put stuff up here that I need that I would have to be able to get to on a moment's notice. The first aid kit, the wild edible plants, some 550 cord, the electrical tape. Stuff that's going to be real easy to access, but I'm going to need it like right away. That's what I kind of store in my top pouch. Now, let's get over here to this side pouch. All right, on this side pouch, I have 2 things of bottled water. Now, why do I have 2 bottles of bottled water? Well, one, my Camelback runs out. I could either A, dump those in my Camelback, or B, start to drink from them themselves. Or, to help get you out of a sticky situation, if you meet somebody along the way that may need water, you can give them this bottle of water and let them go in different directions. That is there's a lot of argument back and forth of whether or not that you should do stuff like that. Some say it'll make you a target. I say you give them water and then put distance between you. That way, one, they're not upset with you, so they won't turn around and try to follow you and mug you and beat you later. I mean, they may, but it's always good to help take care of God's children. And showing a little generosity may save you later on down the road, because that individual may meet up with you again and help you in a time of need. Now, another reason is once these bottles I have finished, I can put them right back in this pouch, and then when I sit down at night and I boil water, when the kids are playing cards, or mom's calming everybody down, we could be boiling water, and I could store that water right back in these bottles, and we're right good to go the next day. All right, what's in this other pouch over here? Okay, in this pouch over here is my Berkey water filter. Now, I chose this over the Life Straw and some of the other ones because if you're in what they call questionable waters, you have about 25 gallons to go with this filter in here. If it's from a municipal water source, you've got about 100 gallons. Okay? And there's your water filter right there. You can also purchase replacement filters for this system. And so you just have it right there. Screw that back on. Pull that out. The little straw comes out. Now you squeeze. You don't really suck. You squeeze. That way it'll push the water through the filter. I also have my 3-in-1 tool. Now, my 3-in-1 tool, I might eventually trade up for an old E-tool if I can find one at an Army Navy store. But this is basically the same thing. You have your handle, it screws in. Okay? I'll screw it in. It's self-explanatory. And then this opens up. Okay? And you have a little shovel. You can dig a cat hole so you can drop a deuce. It also has a pickaxe on the back, so if you're trying to dig your cat hole and you hit a root, you can go around it. Also, this serrated edge right here you can use as an axe to chop up a root or even chop down a small tree. And you ain't going to be chopping down a big tree that's like 12 inches around or anything, but you can get a good 6 or 8 inch small sapling down, small tree down with this. So that's that. Okay, so, whoop, almost forgot. Let's go ahead and take this like this. I also have in my side pouch here, where this pouch hugs it like this with these bungee straps that go over. Okay, it holds it tight, and then it's in a netting pocket down here. This is just a regular old wood saw. Now, you can use this as a bone saw. Clean it off, use it as a bone saw so you can cut through a bone if you happen to kill a large game animal. It also has the straps right here that you can hook it on your belt. If you get into a bug out location where you guys are going to stay for a while, you can carry it with you. But it's good to be able to cut firewood, clear paths, stuff like that. Alright, now on this other side of this other netting pouch, I keep we used to call them in the Corps the dirty clothes bag. Okay? Your laundry bag. It's just a bag that's got all the holes and stuff in it. But you could use this for multiple things. You could catch fish with this. You can store stuff in it that you can then sink in the water and come back and get. There's lots of different things that you can use this for. Okay? So these are always good to have. The main reason I like to keep it is I can use it as a fishing net. Be able to make a fish trap with. Alright, so we've gotten the top pouch and the two sides and the two nettings. So let's dive in to the bug out bag. Alright, so let's dive into this puppy. Alright. Now, the very first thing that we're going to come to, again, is something that needs to be easily accessible. And that is a whistle. Now, let's just say that you're out hiking along and you get separated from your group. You can give a little whistle. If, God forbid, you were ever in a car wreck and you were able to get to your bag, and you, instead of screaming and messing up your throat, you just blow on the whistle. Emergency whistle. They're always good to have. Now, I also have in here my load-bearing vest. Now, what is a load-bearing vest? A load-bearing vest helps distribute the load of your pack and anything else you're carrying from to specific points right there on your shoulders to help spread it out so you can walk longer and carry longer. It also has pouches on it. Okay? Now, it has pouches that you can put, where they at? Right there. You can put magazines in, put the compass in that one. Okay? You also have what we always call a war belt, which you can clip canteens to, first aid kits, the e-tool, other kinds of things that you can fasten to this. It's a very good piece of equipment to have. I also have my K-bar in here. So that way, basically this top layer, this K-bar, will all go on the war belt in some way, shape, or form, or on the LBV. And then I'll put my pack on. In some, so that way it's distributed correctly. But there's my K-bar. Now, K-bar is a good knife. It's a fixed blade where you can hammer with it. You can split wood with it. You can cut fencing and stuff like that with it. It holds a good edge. You could probably shave with this one. It's also a good pig sticker. So it's always a good weapon to have. Make no mistake that it is a weapon. It also has 550 cord on it that can be taken off and used where needed. Now, I also have rolls of clothes. Okay, now this is more or less bedding clothes that I have, so when we're at camp, I can change into these and wash, clean up my other sets of walking clothes. Now, each roll has in it a pair of wool socks, a couple pairs of wool socks, change of underwear, and a t-shirt or a shirt for that appropriate season. So I have the bedroll right there. 2, 3, and 4. Now, let me flip this up. I can start opening this up like this. Okay? Now, one little pouch that I kind of forgot about when we were doing the beginning is this little pouch. Okay? Now, in this pouch, I have water purification tablets. Again, help clean water. Clean water keeps you healthy, keeps you hydrated, keeps you alive. I have my spare filter for my Berkey. I have an extra clip for my 45. I also have an extra pistol, a 380. Alright, now, let me put it up here so you can see. Now, I have, for sleeping arrangements, I also have a hammock. Now, this hammock can hold up to 400 plus pounds, so very easily my wife and I could cuddle up in this hammock. She has one the same size that all 3 kids could cuddle up and it'd be okay. This also has a mosquito netting on it, so if it's springtime, summertime, the bugs won't get you. I'll have a link to that from Amazon as well in the description. Now, I also have my own kits that I have fabricated and tweaked from different ones that I've saw on the internet and YouTube. Everybody makes a kit out of Altoids cans. I'm not any different. This one here is my fishing kit. Now, it is held on tight by what they call a Ranger band, and I'll be doing a video on these on how to make these also. Now, this is also flammable. You can use it for fire, but I'll cover that in that video. And here's my little fishing kit. Now, I'm going to be going over all my personal kits in the next weeks or so, doing a video on each one each week, and I'll go over everything that's in this fishing kit. But everything that you have in here should catch you fish. Even Wayne could catch fish in this. So, put that back together. Ooh, did I just take that? I sure did. Let me put the Ranger band back on. Okay. And it slides on there, and that Ranger band keeps it tight. I'll go into more detail on this kit in the weeks to come with the next video. Now, I also have my mess kit. And this one will also get its own video. Okay. But let me do just a real quick peekaboo with it. You have a pot with a lid that can also become the frying pan. It has cups. I have made waterproof matches. Again, I'll go over this all in detail in another kit. I have a fire starting kit. And I have other little goodies in here. The trick candles. Once you get them lit, they're very hard to put out. Packets of sugar. Utensils with can openers in case you stumble across some canned goods. And I also have a match striking pad in here. But like I said, I'll go in depth what's all in this kit when it comes about. But let me show you. The fire starting kit is the same thing. I'll go over it in more depth on another video. Ranger band, but it has lots of goodies in it as well. Magnesium, striker, twine, cotton balls, petroleum jelly stuff, a lighter. You know, we can start a fire with everything that's in here and then some. Okay. All right, so now my next compartment in my bag. Okay. Now in here I have extra rounds for my 380, extra rounds for the 45. I have my mind just went blank. I have a hygiene kit. Woo! Okay, I have a hygiene kit. Now in my hygiene kit is deodorant, baby wipes, toilet paper, toothbrush, toothpaste, soaps, stuff like that in my hygiene kit. This one will have its own video also. Baby wipes. Why so heavy on the baby wipes? Because they can help keep you clean in situations where you cannot take a shower, take a bath. I have coffee, creamers, stuff like that. Basically, every time that we went somewhere and we had to stay in a hotel room, I just emptied it out and I made little packets of things. I have more fire starting material in here. I have dryer lint, dried grass, some paper towel, all kinds of stuff in there, and it's vacuum sealed to help it stay dry. So at least I'll always have something dry to help get my fire going. And then I have MREs. 1, 2, 3 MREs in my pack. Now each member of my house has 3 MREs in their pack as well. And then last but, how did I get 4? I got 4 MREs. How about that? I guess I get stuck carrying the extra one. I thought everybody had 3. We must have had an extra one. Now, the very bottom of my pack. Now, I'm not going to take this apart, but the very bottom part of my pack is the sleeping bag with a tarp on top of it. Okay? Now, this is fixed to the pack. And all you do, undo the straps. You got the tarp out. You can make your shelter, lean-to, whatever you want. Then you got the sleeping bag for the cold nights that you can use as a blanket. And that's my bug-out bag. Lock, stock, and barrel. Now, is there areas where my bug-out bag can be tweaked? Of course. But this is a bug-out bag that I'm comfortable with, that I could take into any scenario and survive. Others may want different things to suit their strong points. I feel my bug-out bag suits and benefits my strong points and also strengthens my weaker points. So my main focus for us is water and being able to start a fire. Because if you can start a fire, you can purify water. Water is the big thing. As you see, I've got 3 ways to purify water. I'm also carrying 3 different sources of fresh water with me. So you can live 3 minutes without air, but only 3 days without water. You know, and it goes on, 3 weeks without food, blah, blah, blah. But when you're having to bug out, even in the cold weather, you're going to need water. You can get dehydrated in the middle of winter just as fast as you can get dehydrated in the middle of summer. Also, you're going to have calories, and that's why we fall back on the MREs. Each MRE is about 3,000 calories. Now, you can stretch these out and make them last longer for you if you can supplement it with being able to fish or trap or something like that to be able to add more calories that way. Well, I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope you learned something, got something from it. Maybe be able to tweak your own bug out bag. And if you weren't thinking about doing a bug out bag, hopefully I got you thinking about putting together a bug out bag. So don't forget to check us out on the web at www.bigbearhomestead.com, and that's where you'll be able to purchase my fishing kits and fire starting kits. Come on over to the Facebook world, give us a like. Come on over to Instagram and Twitter. Come on over there and follow us. Don't forget about our live shows on Mondays and Saturdays as part of the Homestead Network. Speaking of the Homestead Network, why don't you guys go ahead and open up another tab if you haven't already and go to the homesteadnetwork.com. That's the homesteadnetwork.com. There you can click on a tab where it's showtimes, and you can see all the other amazing channels that are part of the Homestead Network and what times they are going live for their shows. And all you really have to do is hover over their name, click on it, and it'll take you right there to their channel. Also, while you're there, please take the extra 15, 20 seconds that it'll take to go in that upper right-hand corner and leave us your email. What that's going to be for, and it's strictly just for in case there's a show change, in case something new has come up and Brad wants to send out a mass email to say, hey, you know, Big Bear's not able to come on tonight. He got hit by a truck. So go on over at his time slot, go over to Go for Green Living or Off the Grid Nation or JS Farms or somebody like that. They're filling in their substitute teaching for him. So if this video helped you guys out, if you liked it, please come on over there and give us the thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, if you see something weak in my bug out bag, don't be afraid. Go ahead and leave that comment below. Just be nice. Leave that comment below. And if you're new to our channel and you kind of like what we got going on, please slide right on over there and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead. And like always, have a nice day.